Welcome to the Transformational Soul Show with your host, Ruth Soltman. Are you ready to experience more stability in your life? You can change your life and be who you are meant to be, your authentic self.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Transformational Soul. My name is Ruth Soltman. If you haven't been here before, I would like to welcome you for your first time. I would love if you would, drop a hi or hello in the chat so that we know that you're here. And welcome to everyone who's been here before. Hello, Robert. So good to see you. And I did see your comment about I will be doing messages a little bit later in the show. And thank you so much, Marcia, for stopping by. I hope you can, I'm glad you're out there working and, spreading that love and light. If you can come back in later, that would be fantastic too. But I really appreciate you taking the time to stop by. Hello, Joyce. So nice to see you. I want to say hello to everybody watching over on Rumble as well. So I want to thank everyone that joined us for the Spiritual Message Circle this past Saturday. We had a really good time. We have another one coming up on the 22nd of this month. And then something for you guys to keep in mind for the month of November and the month of December, we'll only be having one Spiritual Message Circle because of the holidays. So, if you usually, think about, you just join one each month, well, just make sure you keep your eyes out because there will be only one each of those months. And I really would hate for you to miss out on that. This Saturday, I have a local event. It's the Magnolia Metaphysical and Craft Fair in Magnolia, Texas. So if you are in the area, I hope you'll come out. I will be available for mini readings. I'm going to be bringing books with me, and I'll have all of my craft items as well. So there is a direct link now that I have shared, and it's on my website and my Facebook pages for where you can order my oracle cards. I have 2 decks. So you want to check those out. You might be interested in getting those for someone for Christmas. When you go on there and order them, they're printed and shipped directly to you from the manufacturer. So it does save time rather than me ordering them and then shipping them to you myself. So if you want to order in time, order for Christmas, do keep in mind that it does take about 10 to 14 days total till you receive your order. So I would like you guys to check out my website, ruthsaltman.com, because I've completely redesigned it. So when I was publishing my first book, I knew I wanted to do a website because I figured, that's where everybody's going to find you. So I found a really good deal. I got my domain name, then I got a really good deal on my hosting site and paid for the first 2 years. Hello, Melissa Parks. Nice to see you. So that came due in September. And because I got a really good deal the first time around, it was very expensive to renew it. So I knew I wanted to keep a website and keep my domain name because I don't want to confuse people. So I was guided to find another hosting site that was much more affordable and allowed me to pay it monthly, which is amazing. So I transferred my domain name, etc. Hello, Sarah. The only thing is they didn't have like an e-commerce store where you could set up your products on there to sell. So as I began designing my website, I was guided every step of the way. It was a very unusual experience. Because when I first did a website, it was nothing but stress, anxiety. It took me probably, maybe a month to actually get it completed because, of course, I had no idea what I was doing. But this time I was just guided every step of the way. So after finding, a new hosting site where it was monthly and very, very affordable, I was guided. Somehow I found, and this has to be divine intervention because I've searched for this stuff for years and never found it. I found a site that gives you an e-commerce store for life for free. Now it doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but I don't need all that. So when you go to my website, like I have all my information on there, I have my books listed. I have a link underneath each book. One goes to Amazon and one goes to this new store. So it makes it really easy for someone who wants to purchase. So if you want to go to Amazon, Amazon will ship it to you. But if you hit the other link, it's going to go to me. So I can send you a signed copy if that's what you want. Now, the reason I'm telling you guys all this is because I really wanted to share this with you. I wish I would have known this 2 years ago. That would have been pretty amazing to get started like this. Hello, Veronica and Sarah. So wonderful that you guys are here. Because I know many of you out there, have small businesses or are thinking about starting a new one. So if you want a really budget-friendly way to sell your products, then check out Equid. It's ECWID. They also allow you to connect your e-commerce store to an existing website. Now, I haven't done that yet, so mine are separate right now, but I'm fine with that. So I spent like the last, what's today, the 12th, probably a good 10 days getting all this stuff set up, all this stuff done. But it just amazed me because as I was doing it, like these ideas just came to me. I mean, they just came to me. I didn't think of this stuff, but it was about putting my links the way I did it. And I'm really, really pleased with the way everything turned out. So I hope you guys will check out my website. And if you do decide to do this for yourself, there are some that are free. Not the e-commerce one. I'm talking separately, but I wanted to transfer my domain name. So I pay a small price every month, but it's so reasonable. I'm overjoyed with this. And, building a website, you think, oh, I could never do that. But don't get overwhelmed if you try, because these things are very user-friendly. And you can do your research. Some are easier and more user-friendly than others, but that's what I did. I did my research first, because I am definitely not a computer whiz or anything like that. As a matter of fact, when my oldest daughter, Amanda, was in, I believe it was kindergarten, they started using computers in school. And, this is back when home computers were starting to become a thing, when they were like ginormous and everything. You had to hook them up to the phone line. And so to support her in learning this in school, we bought a home computer. And everything I learned on the computer, I taught myself. It was a lot of trial and a lot of error. But, you don't shortchange yourself, because you will be amazed at the things that you can do that you never had any idea you could do. I never in my life dreamed I could, design my own website or create my own website. But nowadays, like everything is just, here's a tutorial, watch this. This is what you do. If you have questions, let's chat. So it is very, very user friendly. And it's mostly just like, click this button, click that button. And, sometimes you got to play around with it to get your alignment like you want and, and things like that. But it's very, very doable. And you can save so much money by doing it yourself. And a lot of us that have a small business or are just starting out a business, we don't have that kind of money to spend for someone to do it. So, and it's really nice because I can just go in and make any changes I want. I don't have to contact someone to do it for me and then wait for them to clear their schedule and have the time. So it's really amazing, what we can teach ourselves to do. So whatever it is that you're wanting to learn or you're wanting to do, you have to believe in yourself. Believe that you can do it. We are so, so much more capable than what we give ourselves credit for. So I just wanted to share that with you. I thought it was some very helpful information if you might be in that same kind of situation. Now, if you guys would like to make a tip or donation, please know that it is greatly appreciated. It is never mandatory or anything. You can do that on Rumble as a Rumble rant. You can do that on YouTube or with a super chat or super sticker, or you can send it directly to me at my Venmo, which is the @ Ruth-Soltman. That's RUTH S as in Sam, OLT, M as in Mary, A, N as in Nancy. And like Sarah said, hit the like button for my show, please. That would be amazing. I'd really appreciate that. And you don't even have to be on the live in order to donate. So if you're watching the replay, um, when you get down to the comments, not the comments that are in the actual video, because you can't comment on that, but the comments underneath, like on YouTube, where it'll say comments. If you're on that screen and you hit the like button and you scroll over, there is a little heart with a $sign that says thanks, and you can hit that and make a donation after. So you don't actually have to be on the live anymore. You can make a donation, when you're watching the replay. Hello, Heather. So that's a pretty cool feature. And life is not as complicated as we make it. Us in our human mind and our human head and our human brain, we overthink things. We try to analyze every little thing, and we make everything seem so complicated. But it's pretty simple when we follow our intuition, that inner guidance. When you're making a decision that is best for you and your highest good, just make that decision and move on. Don't look back, because you're not going that way. You're going forward. And never have regrets. When you follow your intuition, you don't have regrets. It's when we don't follow it that we usually, think, oh, I guess I should have listened. Because we're always guided to do what is best for us. And when we listen or tap into that intuition, we feel it on a very deep level. So, do you guys remember August and all that intense energy that we had? We were all experiencing some crazy, crazy energy. August hit me like a tornado, and I know we have talked about this. We talked about the influx of energy that we'll be receiving in October as well. So now, during some of like my previous shows, once or twice, I was talking about how we can get our bodies ready for this huge influx, these ginormous waves of energy that are coming in October. And when we prepare our bodies, then they are in the best condition to receive and to utilize this energy. So I was determined that this October energy was going to be a lot easier on me. So starting September 1st, I started making some changes. And I had to, because August kicked my butt. It really kicked my butt. And I know it did for a lot of you guys. So I have to say that this time, since I've been preparing for it and getting ready for it, it's been a lot different for me. It's been so much better. As I started integrating healthier things into my lifestyle, I just kind of was focusing on that, I guess, and I kind of forgot about this October energy that we were going to be getting. So I remembered it a couple of days ago, and we're well into October. So I started thinking about, what have I noticed that's different? Hello, Sam, and Veronica. Nice to see you here. So I started thinking back on different things that I've noticed, in the last week or so. So in August, when we had this influx of energy, I had a ton of brain fog, headaches, dizziness. Now, the way the energy is affecting me is I have total clarity. My head is so clear that, I'm surprised you can't see through it. Okay. That's how clear my thoughts are. I had a heaviness in my physical body back in August. And I mean, a heaviness, aches, pains, heaviness, a bloated feeling. It was everywhere. And now my body feels lighter. It feels so much lighter. I've noticed an increase in my intuition, as far as like information coming in a lot faster and a lot stronger. I don't have to I don't think when I'm just sitting there thinking. Stuff is just coming in on its own. I don't actually have to think about anything or, focus on anything. It's just coming. I've also noticed an increase in feeling the energy of other people. That's been very heightened as well. Hello, Marcia. Nice to see you here from Feng Shui My Space. Um, and energy doesn't lie, right? People may say one thing, but their energy speaks the truth. And best of all, the thing that I have noticed is that I feel more connected on a spiritual and an energetic level. I feel more connected to nature. I feel more connected to people. I feel more connected to source. I feel more connected to my angels and guides. So this is really a powerful energetic time for me, and I'm looking forward to it because it's only the 12th of the month. It's not even half over yet. So I'm not getting all of those heavy physical symptoms now since I have made my body lighter and eating higher vibrational foods and getting more sleep. I mean, I have been taking really good care of myself, making sure I get enough alone time, even getting extra. I've been making sure I get enough sleep, um, and tons and tons and tons of water. Um, so that's really been good for me. And, I know you guys are feeling this energy too. So, and in anything that's been popping up, like from the past, just like that, it's just being removed. I'm remembering more and more things, more like good memories and stuff, things that I just forgot about. Like Tiffany had posted something in our Goldylocks group on Telegram, and it was a picture of these people and the dogs raking the leaves and then jumping in the leaves. I had completely forgotten that. When I was a kid, we used to do that. My grandma lived on a corner and she had like a ton of big, huge, I'm not really sure. I think maybe they were oak trees. I don't know. Um, and there would be a crap ton of leaves. I mean, when we would rake them, there would be a pile that would like line the whole street, and we would have so much fun jumping in them. And that was something that I have not thought about in a very long time, very long time. So that was like, that was a good memory that just popped up. Um, just things that I had forgotten about. And a few weeks ago, when I was purging some old stuff, um, I found a lot of things, that sparked a memory of something that I had forgotten about, and that's pretty cool. I like it when I remember things like that. Happy times from your childhood. That's amazing. Hello, Devin. Nice to see you here. Um, yes, Marcia, you should. It's really fun. Sarah says jumping in the leaves was always a childhood favorite of mine as well. Yes, playing in the poodle, maybe the puddle. I'm not sure, Samson, what that means. Um, but yes, all of these different things. So that's a lot of fun. Um, and another thing I've noticed is, we talk about this a lot too, how it seems like time is just speeding up. Like it seems so crazy. I cannot believe how quickly my day goes. I get up in the morning and I do some stuff and I look at the clock and it might be like 10 o'clock. The next time I notice it's like almost 3. And it's just insane. But even though I feel like time is speeding up for me, I feel like I'm slowing down. And that probably doesn't make any sense. But what I mean by that is like I'm totally relaxed and going with the flow with everything. So I'm getting a lot more things accomplished in a much shorter period of time. Everything is just flowing along so well and so nicely. Sam says, yes, the water puddle. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of fun too, splashing. Um, and I'm doing more things too that bring me joy. Um, that bring me joy. And joy is so important. We all need more joy in our lives, no matter who we are. I've never heard anybody say, oh, no, I have enough joy in my life. I can't take any more. No, we always need more joy and we need more love in our lives. And we can give that to ourselves. We do not need someone else to do that for us. This energy is all around because we are energy. And I know we don't always think of it like that because, you know, we don't see it that way with our eyes. We do feel it and we can sense it, but we're not always able to see it. Now, sometimes we are. Another memory, I can remember back when I was a kid and I would go outside and I would see all this stuff up in the sky. Okay. It was moving around in the air, and I would see these sparkly things and these swirly things shimmering around, and they all looked like they were clear, which you would think, how can you see them? So, but I did. Um, and it would look and feel different depending on whether it was sunny out or cloudy, foggy, snowy, or if it was at nighttime. It would always feel different, and it would look a little bit different. Like fog, it would be a lot thicker and heavier. Um, and it was really cool. So it was constantly moving, and I could see all those beautiful things in it. And I just always thought, that's just how it was. Everybody saw that. And, I just figured it was normal. So for years, I stopped paying attention to it. And many years later, after I was grown, I began to notice it again. I was like, wow, oh, I remember I used to see that when I was a kid. So I later learned that what I was seeing was energy. And if you think about it this way, okay, we feel it all the time, whether we realize it or not. And I will bet you that so many of you see it and just don't even realize it yet. Because like it's always there for me, but it's just like with the way my ears ring. I don't if I don't focus in on it, I don't notice it so much because I'm used to it always being there. But if you think about like when you go outside after a thunderstorm, you go, wow, the air feels so clear and so fresh. That's the energy that you're feeling because that storm has come through and cleared that air. Um, and you experience it indoors as well. Think about when you walk into a room, maybe two people were arguing and you didn't know it, but you walk in that room and you can feel that heaviness. How many times you come and heard someone say, boy, you could cut the energy in here with a knife, because you can feel that. We all do. We just don't always realize that it's the energy that we're feeling or seeing. But I've seen it. I see it indoors as well, like up by the top of the ceiling. And, sometimes it will be just like up at the top. Other times it will look like it's about 6 inches thick, which seems really weird. But I used to, a lot of times I would lay in bed and just look up at the energy because it moves around and it's really cool. Like, I think, wow, I'm going to try different things with this, and I'll move my hand through it like this and it will swirl with my hand. It'll just it's like I'm moving it. It's just the coolest thing ever. So a couple of nights ago, my 7-year-old granddaughter Hannah spent the night. So when we went to bed, she asked me if we could look for orbs, because we've done this before. I've done it with my other grandkids too. After I caught some on my phone, on my camera on my phone, I we'll look for them every once in a while. And so when the kids come over, they'll ask a lot of the time. So we turned off the lights and I turned on my camera on my phone. Well, I found that if you're on video, it's much better. You can pick up things better. And then, it's just a whole lot easier in video mode. So we looked through the camera for a little bit. We didn't see nothing. So I enlarged the view on my camera. And we didn't see any orbs, but what we did see was pretty dang amazing. Now, I've seen this before, but I've never, this was the first time that someone else that was with me was able to see it. You could see the energy in the room. And I kid you not, it was pulsating. It was like it was breathing. It looked like lungs just breathing. And it was so neat to see this. So I think, maybe sometime when you guys are laying in bed, shut off all the lights and see what you can see in your room, because it's really cool, a really cool thing to experience. But like, I know it would move and stuff, but the way it was pulsating, it was like a person breathing in and out with their, with their lungs. And that just reminded me of how alive all of this energy is around us. And it just gave me chills. But when we tried to watch the video after, we had to turn all the lights off in order to see it. So keep that in mind too. Don't think you just didn't record anything. Um, and you know, all this energy that's around us, we have that ability to absorb it. You know, we can reject it if we want, especially if it's negative energy. But, you know, we create the energy that's around us, right? And we're responsible for that. We are responsible for that because other people are going to be coming in contact with that energy. They're going to be feeling that energy, you know, and we should take that into consideration. Um, 'Cause even when we're not aware of it, like right now, when I look in my room, I don't see tons of energy like breathing like I did in the video. Um, so it makes you not as aware of it. But know that it is always there. It is always there and it's always affecting us. And, you know, we all feel it, we all absorb it, and we all experience this energy. And a lot of it is our own energy, right? Um, you know, so keep that in mind when you feel like you're really down or you're feeling very negative. That's the energy that you're giving off. And that's a very thick, heavy, darker energy. I'm not saying like, you know, evil. I don't mean that. But it's just a very heavy feeling, that kind of energy. And when you're happy and when you're kind and loving, that creates this beautiful, beautiful light and airy energy that people are really happy to share, happy to receive, and happy to experience. So just keep that in mind and really try some different kinds of experiments with the energy because it can be a lot of fun. You know, most of us have done the energy ball, you know, where you visualize it in your hand. And, you know, I do that in Reiki too. Um, and I just keep expanding it and expanding it, and expanding it. And you can, with your eyes closed and you're just focusing on it, it will feel like you have a ball in your hand. It really does. The energy is amazing. The things you can do with it are amazing. We can take that negative energy, we can transmute it into love and send it back out as love. We all have the ability to do that. We all have that power. And if we all started doing this, think of how much less negativity would be in our society or in our world. So just something to keep in mind, you know, as you're going about your day. And I would like to send out some love, light, and healing energy to everyone who is in need. To all of those who are healing and to all of those that are restructuring or rebuilding their lives. You know, sometimes our foundation has to completely crumble, so that we can rebuild our foundation on love and truth. And that's what happens a lot of time as we are, you know, spiritually opening ourselves up or waking ourselves up. You know, we find out that all these beliefs and everything that we had are just crumbling down around us. We have to shake that foundation because it's a false foundation. If it wasn't, it's not going to be crumbling, is it? Because it's going to be built on truth and love. So as you are rebuilding, you know, that foundation for yourself, your spiritual foundation, um, keep that in mind. That foundation is going to be built on truth and love. And think about how strong that is. You're going to discover you have new beliefs. You're going to discover you have new likes and dislikes. You're going to discover you have a new circle of friends. Because as you raise your vibration, some friends or people that you associate with that have a lower vibration and are not growing and evolving with you are going to kind of fall away. And that's just natural. So, you know, it can be sad, so don't get stressed about it. But know that as you are raising your vibration, you're vibrating so much higher, so much brighter, and you're going to attract so many more higher vibrational people into your life. Excuse me, people whose frequency matches yours. So don't ever feel bad, you know, when things like that happen. And I know sometimes it can be people we were friends with since childhood. It can be family members. It can be coworkers. But, you know, eventually as they start learning to grow and evolve, you know, maybe they will come back into your orbit as they raise their vibration higher. But know that, When one door closes, another one's going to open. So it's just a natural energetic thing that these new people are going to be coming into your life. Now, before the show, I pulled 2 cards, and I thought they were very interesting. The first one, and this is for the group, the first one says, apologize. And what I am getting from this is that some of us, maybe we haven't been as good to ourselves as we should have been. Maybe we didn't take as good care of ourselves as we should have been. We need to apologize to ourselves. We need to, let that fall away. Don't feel guilty about, things you've said, things you've done. If you, use a lot of negative self-talk, if you talk yourself out of doing things, if you let your head do that, if you've been really lax about following your intuition, don't be hard on yourself about that. Just tell yourself you're sorry and do better. But that's something that, we can all do. If you have a misunderstanding with someone, and you feel you need to apologize, do that. You want to always have, the slate wiped clean, right? Because we are never promised tomorrow. Maybe that person is no longer going to be in our life tomorrow. And then you may have, deep regrets or feelings that you should have done something differently. So don't leave any miscommunication, especially with people that you love and care about. So the second card that I pulled was, you know what to do. You know what to do. And you do. You know how to treat people. You know how to treat yourself. And this is the one thing, and I see this all over the place. Like, we'll be so kind to someone else. We'll be so loving. We'll go out of our way to do things for other people, but we won't do those same things for ourselves. Well, that's a crock, because we need to. We might not have been taught that when we were younger, but we know this now. And just ask your intuition. It'll tell you if you're not sure. Hello, Kim. Nice to see you here tonight. Because if we can't take care of ourselves, and if we don't love ourselves, then we don't have anything to give to someone else. So look at addictions. I just saw a meme about this today, and I was like, wow, I've always said this. And it said something about, something about how they would fill themselves with either like alcohol or drugs or whatever it was. And they weren't, the problem wasn't that they were addicted to that thing. The problem is they were trying to feed this empty place within them where they should have been giving themselves love. And I can't, of course, I wasn't planning on talking about that because, or else I would have, saved the meme to read it to you. But it was something like that. And it's just really powerful how much love makes a difference. And it really does. I mean, you've heard love can move mountains, love makes the world go round. I mean, it's all very true. It's kind of like, supposed to be kind of like whimsical and stuff, but those are very true statements. Love is the most powerful and it's the highest vibration. But if we can't give ourselves that love and feed ourselves, spiritually what we need, we cannot expect to get that somewhere else. We have to do that for ourselves, right? We have to do our own healing. You can go to for example, couples having a problem in their marriage. They go to see a marriage counselor. That marriage counselor is not going to save their relationship. That marriage counselor is going to point out different things they can do to make their relationship better. But ultimately, they have to do the work. It's just like that with your spiritual work. Nobody can do that for you. You have to do that for yourself. You can get tips here, information there. And with your inner guidance, you'll know what to do. But you actually have to take those steps and do it. Nobody can do that for you. And it's an amazing growth and an amazing, journey forward when you start to do all of that. Kim says, yes, when I drank every day, I was numbing out lack of love. Exactly. Exactly. Well, I'm glad you don't do that anymore, Kim. I'm glad you know and you love yourself. And, I know it's sometimes for a lot of people, it's hard to love yourself. Maybe you had a horrible childhood and you felt like people didn't love you because of this or because of that. So you found it hard to love yourself because of those reasons. Love is unconditional, okay? I know not everyone practices unconditional love and not everyone receives that. But we know our angels and guides and source, our creator, um, you know, that is all unconditional love. And it's the most wonderful, beautiful feeling. And we all have that inside of us. And we all have the power and ability to share it with others, to give it away. And you know what? The more you give it away, the more you have, right? And I love that saying about the candle. If you light a candle, oh, see, this is just like me with jokes. I can never remember the punchline of a joke when I go to tell one. Okay. So, anyways, it's about when you light another candle, your light gets bigger. It doesn't diminish you and your light. It just creates more light, right? And it spreads. And that's what we do with our love. We have that beautiful heart inside of us that is just so full of love. And the more we learn to accept other people, accept ourselves for who we are, that love just increases and expands more and more and more. And, and that's a wonderful thing. And when we share it with other people, they do the same thing and they send it right back. There's this beautiful scene in the movie, The Celestine Prophecy. And I know I've talked about this before. And, I'm not going to say a lot about it, but it is an energy exchange. Well, it's a lot about energy exchange. But this, as they are collectively, got goosebumps like crazy, as they are collectively, connecting and sending this energy, it's just magnifying the energy like crazy, and it's coming back to them. And it is just so beautiful. And that's what we do. That's what we do. We send out this energy, and as we put it out there and it attaches with other people that are sending it, it magnifies. It magnifies. And we are literally lighting up this planet, right? We are lighting up this planet. And this is why we are here. We all came here at this time to create a new world, a new earth. And it's going to be one of love, and it's going to be one of truth, and it's going to be one of honesty. And it's very exciting. And, I got to say this too. Some of these souls that are incarnating now, oh my goodness. I have 2 grandkids that were born since 2020 started, okay? One in 2020, one in 2021. So these kids, these babies are more advanced than like I have seen with kids in my life. They're doing things so much faster. It's like they're thinking, okay, I'm here now. I just got to learn everything right away. And it's amazing to watch them because you can tell them something. Like my granddaughter Judy, she'll be 2 in December, and you tell her, she'll ask you something, and I'll say, no, you can't do that right now. Why? Okay, so if I say exactly why, she's like, oh, okay. Like she understands what I'm saying. But my younger grandson, like he's scooting and he's rolling over and he's doing all these things, markers ahead of other babies. And I'm willing to bet that this whole generation of kids that is coming in now, that they're all very advanced. They're remembering a lot of stuff already because they know how to do things that they have no way to know how to do. And, sometimes I just sit there and it like blows my mind. And I think it's just so awesome and amazing. So, you know, they can teach us a lot of stuff. They don't have filters like we do. You know, they see energy, they see spirits, they see people around them. And, you know, I can see it on the video camera sometimes in the baby's room. You know, you can see the orbs flying around, and she'll just be in there laughing. So I know someone's in there, you know, entertaining her or playing with her or communicating with her. And it's just really fun to watch. And the other night we were sitting there, she was sitting on my lap, and she looked past me and got this look on her face like her mom and dad just walked in the door. And she just lit up and was all happy and like hi, but there was no one there. And she had just carried on for a little while. And I could sense someone. I didn't see anything, but I could feel someone there. And I know she has people that come and play with her. I've experienced that with pretty much every one of my grandkids. I experienced it with my children. And when I was little, apparently, I had, you know, an imaginary friend that I used to play with all the time, and his name was Michael. Well, later on, through meditations and stuff, I found out that it was actually Archangel Michael, which is pretty cool. So he's been around me like my whole entire life, and I am enormously grateful because he has protected me from harm more times than I can count. Sarah said, as you are talking, I'm getting full body chills. Love it. I've been getting those a lot tonight. And I love that the information is resonating with you. So we have about 15, 16, 17 more minutes, something like that. If anybody would like a card, I know Robert had said he would, so I will pull one for Robert. But if anybody else would like one, please just drop it in the chat. And you know, Sarah, it's so funny because I had buried that memory of having the invisible friend. And I was, for some reason, just out of the blue one day, I asked my mom, I'm like, did I ever have an invisible friend when I was a kid? She's like, no. I said, okay. And then later on one day, I don't know, she just told me that I did. And that his name was Michael. And I'm like, why did you not tell me this when I asked you? She goes, well, I just didn't want to get into it then. So, okay. But it's just been pretty cool to know that. And I felt Archangel Michael's energy a lot. I feel him around me a lot. And that's super awesome too. Okay, Robert. Robert, they're wanting you to think things through. Do not make any rash decisions, but when you're thinking things through, there's you know, a difference between thinking through it and making your decision from your head, because you don't want to do that. I mean, you can look at the situation from all different angles, but always make your decision, you know, feel it through your heart. Feel it through your heart, because then you will make the right decision. You know, sometimes we have really simple things that we need to decide or do, and sometimes they're very intense and involve other people. So we always want to make sure we listen to that inner guidance, and we see every situation from all angles. That's really important. You keep saying all angles. Okay, Sam would love a card. Alrighty. Sam. Tune out distractions. Don't let anything keep you from your focus and your intention. A lot of times we can let things, you know, pop up and get in our way. Maybe you're focused on, you know, doing this one thing, and, you know, somebody will say, oh, could you help me with this? Or, you know, come over here and do this. Keep your focus. Keep your focus on what you need to do for you. Don't let other people pull you away. Don't let other people pull you into their stuff. Just focus on what you need to be doing, what you are trying to do, what you're trying to manifest, and what you are trying to, that energy that you are trying to put out there. So I hope that makes sense to you, Sam. Okay, Kim. Let's see what we have for Kim. Alrighty. There we go. Kim, have faith. I feel like you have some big changes just right around the corner. And they're wanting you to just, I see a picture of a horse, and you're on the horse, and the horse is going super fast. You're hanging onto the reins, kind of like flying off of the horse. They're saying, hang on, just hang on and have faith, because what it is that you are seeking is just right around the corner. Now, we know everything's in divine time. So is that corner going to be like, or is it going to be real long and around? We don't know. So just, keep hanging on tight, because the things that you are, desiring to manifest in your life are being worked on. They are being worked on. So just have faith a little bit longer, because they just keep saying it's right around the corner. Heather. Let's see what we have for Heather. Oh, there we go. Heather. Oh, they're wanting you to tune out distractions as well. So I feel like sometimes when you are working, and I know, I believe you work from home. I'm not sure if it's all the time or just sometimes. Oh, no, never mind. I remember now. It is all the time, because your company is in a different state. But I feel like sometimes you can get a little distracted. And I know how hard you keep your focus, and you try to keep your focus. So just keep on doing that, and, don't let things distract you. I know sometimes it's really hard, but, I was thinking about, like, when I meditate, and when I would first start meditating, like, I would hear every noise in the room as I'm trying to sit there and tune everything out. I would hear everything. I swear I could hear my neighbor 2 doors down. I could hear their doorbell ring. And then as I started to really learn how to focus better and to clear my mind and just be in that state, I could have my phone on my lap and I didn't hear it ring. So you can finally tune that into your waking conscious time as well. Maybe not to that degree, because you want to know what's going on around you, because you have kids and animals. But don't let other things distract you. Don't let things take you off track of where you're trying to get to. Because I see, so many wonderful things down the road for you, Heather. That is just amazing. Just amazing. You have had, and you've been on my show and shared your story. And, you had it really hard. There was a time in your life when it was really, really hard. And you decided to, instead of throwing in the towel, you decided, I'm just going to be the best person I can be. And, you're doing such an amazing job. And your life is completely changed. Like, you're not at all the same person you were back then. Everything has changed. And I see a lot more changes, positive changes, coming for you further down the road. So just keep on trucking and doing what you're doing, because you are on the right track. Okay, Kim says, sitting at the light, about to turn left. I trust this, and so it is. There you go, Kim, and so it is. Sarah would like a card. You are welcome, Heather. You are very welcome. Sarah. That's who we have for Sarah. Hello, Elizabeth. Just tuning in, huh? Well, I'm so happy that you are here. Thank you so much for being here. Wow. Every week I've noticed that there will be a card that comes up several times. And this one, I believe, is the third time. Sarah, have faith. Have faith that you know what you're doing. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in, the choices that you make. I see a lot of good things coming down the road for you as well. I see some baby steps, and I see some giant steps. So I don't know what those changes are going to look like in your life. Maybe you already do. I don't know. But just have faith that you are on the right path. You are progressing exactly like you're supposed to. So have faith in yourself, have faith in your choices, have faith in your decisions. Hope that resonates with you. Veronica says, I keep getting problem with server 503, so I gave up and I'll watch the replay. Oh, Veronica, I'm so sorry. Maybe, I don't know if you can, access Rumble. I don't know. Maybe it would be better for you on there. Or I'm not sure. I think you watch on YouTube. But, you can also watch it on my Facebook page too, if that helps. Okay, I'm going to pull a card for Elizabeth. And anybody else that would like a card, we still have about 9 minutes left. Ooh, okay, let's see here. Dropping my cards. So before the show, I always ask which cards and let them guide me to which ones they want me to use. So these were the ones, and I like these ones. Elizabeth, go with the flow. Go with the flow. So I feel like you do. I feel like you do go with the flow. But remember, when we go with the flow and we just, we allow things to happen. We allow everything to just work through us and move through us. We surrender. And all that means is that we get the heck out of our own way. We stop being an obstacle in our own lives, right? So we have to do that in order to let it all flow, right? So if you have anything that you might be letting get a little bit in your way or be an obstacle for you, you need to, dump it to the side, Elizabeth. Dump it to the side and just go with the flow. Because we all know how much easier that is to just float on downstream than trying to swim against the current. Miss Melissa. Yeah, I saw you put that up there, Tiffany. I thought, what was that? Wait, okay. I gotcha. See what we have from Melissa Parks. And I've seen a lot of information from Hurricane Ian. And I've seen a lot of community, a lot of unity, and just people helping each other out. And that is what it's supposed to be, right? Isn't that what we're all supposed to be doing? We don't need a hurricane to destroy, people's lives in order to help each other out. We all need to do that more and more and more. Elizabeth said, it's been a tough 2 weeks with the hurricane and my dog dying. Oh, I am so sorry about your dog. I really am. I know how devastating that is. You are welcome, Elizabeth. Oh, Melissa, here we go. Oh, Melissa, reevaluate your priorities. So maybe you have some new ones that are coming in, some new things that you're thinking about doing. Maybe you need to reevaluate where you can put them, on your little, not really schedule, but where you can fit them in your life. So maybe some things you can prioritize a little bit less so you can move some things up the ladder. So they're just wanting you to reevaluate that, to look at that and see where you might want to, make a few changes. Maybe move a couple things up that you now feel are more important than they were. And move a few things down that you feel, can wait or are less important. And, that's a good reminder for all of us. That's a good reminder for all of us. Because as things in our lives change, our priorities are just naturally going to change. Something that was of the utmost importance to me 10 years ago doesn't matter right now. I have other things now that are, high priority for me. And, I do that every once in a while, and I reevaluate that in my own, sometimes on paper, but because I like to look at it. I'm a very visual person, so I like to look at it. And, that's something that we can all do, because the more we grow, the more we evolve, and the more we expand, the more those priorities are going to change in our life. As we make different changes in our life, those priorities are going to change. So it's a really good thing to do that, to reevaluate that. And, I hope you guys will, start really feeling this amazing energy that has been going on here this month. And, be able to absorb it, be able to integrate it into your energy, because it's really, really amazing energy. And it's very strong. It's very, to me, it feels very strong and powerful, but not in a slap you in the face kind of way. Just in a kind of like, the angels are picking you up under your, lifting you from below your arm, under your arms and lifting you up. I mean, it's a great kind of energy. I want to pull a card for Joyce. Joyce, this is your wake-up call. It is time for you to start writing. It's time for you to start focusing on that, and focusing on some things that you need to do for yourself. You need to put yourself at the top of your own list, because you are a priority and you matter. And I feel like you're not doing as much for yourself, not as far as like taking care of yourself. I don't mean that like you put it off on other people, but I feel like you need to be doing more to better your life, to make some positive changes in your life. And I feel like, once you do this, you're just going to breathe a sigh of relief. You're going to feel, I feel like there's a little bit of that, heaviness of what should I do, or the unknown, or, having to make a decision. But don't let that overwhelm you, get in touch with your intuition, which yours is very strong. And I know that you get a lot of messages all the time. And I know that, they're always there to guide you. So, keep doing that, and, feel those decisions through your heart. But you definitely need to exert some more self-care for you. Very, very, very important and crucial for you. Okay. If there's anybody else, I think I covered everybody that I saw. If I did not and I missed you, then please let me know. Because it's, and you hear us all the time on the shows about the scrolling. So, you guys, Friday night, tune in for Carol Ann show. I'm not Carol Ann. Melissa Park show, Joyful Findings, 8 p.m. Eastern. On Sunday, our beautiful, wonderful, fantastic producer, Tiffany, White Sage Woman, her show, well, you know what, I take that back. Her show's not going to be on this Sunday because she's going to be out of town. So join her the next Sunday. Tiffany's got a great show. And, and I think about this stuff a lot. I sit and I think about the different shows on Goldylocks Productions, okay? And, I like every single show. And every single show, you receive a lot of information. You receive a lot of healing. You receive a lot of messages. You receive a lot of, you can feel the energy exchange. You get all of that. But each show, it's so different. It's all positive and powerful. But because we're individuals, things are presented in a bit of a different way, and each of us have a different type of energy. So it's like really cool. If you haven't watched some of the other shows, you should check them out, because, when one show, the person's energy might not vibe with you, the other one probably will. So, you guys do that because, they give very powerful information, very powerful messages. That's all to, to help everyone, to heal, to help everyone to connect with the other side, to help everyone tap into their own power. So, check that out. And as far as I know, gala show that's on Thursdays during the day, I wrote it down, Guardian Connection, I believe it's on at 4 p.m. Eastern. I believe she will be returning tomorrow. So if you haven't caught her show, check that out. Carol Ann on Thursdays, Melissa on Fridays. On Mondays, we have Marsha Culver. And on Tuesdays, Robin McGuire. So every night of the week, from Sunday through Friday, we have a show at 8 p.m. So check all of those out. I know you won't be sorry. I want to thank everybody for being here. I truly, truly appreciate each and every single one of you. I love you all. Good night.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.